You're listening to the Incomparables Total Party Kill podcast, in which a group of friends play Dungeons & Dragons on the internet for your amusement. This is episode number 350, Dog and Pony Show Season 5, Episode 9, recorded April 2021, posted June 2022. Party in a Closet.
Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, the 22nd best Dungeon Master in the Northeast region. We had a contest and we ranked ourselves. It was very by the books. We are here playing Curse of Strahd tonight. That's right, it's the Dog and Pony Show, recording on a Tuesday night.
Tuesday night, yes. And let me introduce our players. They will introduce their characters. I will remind them of the story so far. And then things will happen that I cannot predict because that's not how Dungeons & Dragons works. First up in my little Zoom column here, it's Jane Ritt. Hi, Jane.
Hi, Tony. I play Lena Dulina, the human rogue, and we both use she, her pronouns.
Thanks, Jane. Also joining us, Erica Ensign.
Hello, I play Brildish, the Dwarven Paladin. Her pronouns, like mine, are she, her, and I also play Brildish's celestial pony, Pony Sindelarant, whose pronouns are he, him.
Next, that's how you talk, right? Also here, Dan Morin.
Hello, sadly voted 23rd best Dungeon Master and 7,681st worst player by Tony. That was just by Tony.
But that's good. That's from the bottom. You don't want to be first worst. You want to be way
that's
off.
a good point.
That's not what you told me before.
I tell you, I say a lot of things, and
only some of them are true.
You make the mistake of listening to them.
My pronouns are he, him. I play Cast in Onotar's Crucible, whose pronouns are they, them, and we're both really happy to be here.
Also joining us, it's Aline Sims. Hi, Aline.
Hello, I play Imra Soliana, the Wood Elf Ranger, and we both use she, her pronouns.
And last but certainly not least, it's Micah Sargent.
Hi, I play Elevor Landman, the half-elf druid. We both use he, him pronouns. And Samus, the saber-toothed tiger, who uses she, her pronouns.
And of course, I'm Tony Sindelar, and I like to use he, him pronouns. So today we are in Argynvostholt, the collapsed ruins of a long-lost order of knights who fell into conflict with Strahd in the very last years of Strahd's human life. Our adventurers have been searching through these ruins on their various journeys through Barovia as they've been recruiting allies and finding weapons and information they will use to arm themselves for the final confrontation against one Strahd von Zarovich. In our last session, you came face to face with one of the Order who seemed slightly more talkative than others, and had a perhaps tense interchange with the leader of the Order. A leader who I'm totally going to remember the name of, because I am a experienced and good dungeon master who remembers names, great at names. That's what they always say about me, Tony. Good at everything, definitely doesn't forget names. Names, he says as he scrolls through the thing, talking in a way that distracts him from accomplishing the task at hand. Looking
Would
forward...
it be helpful if we just threw out some names, Tony? Should we
Dan, give me 3 of your favorite names.
Wendell.
Nope.
Esmeralda.
Nope.
Jareth.
And...
sorry.
Is your name Mike?
Linda?
I don't think it would be my third.
Linda. All right. Looking forward to Erica cutting all of that out and posting it on Twitter.
That's Krang,
Krang.
please, like a brain that lives in the stomach of a giant robot.
Reference
He doesn't
not
live there, Dan. He
acknowledged.
works there.
He goes home at night?
I think he does both.
Yeah,
it's both.
You can,
Yeah,
you can,
I think that's a
it's
real work from home situation.
It depends on the continuity. Excuse me, I'm going to open up a wiki here.
All right, I apologize. I've taken us off the rails.
Mm-hmm. You know, in some versions of the Ninja Turtles, Krang is actually a good guy, if you believe it or not.
get Monty Ashley in here.
What?
Pritchard.
Wait, really?
Well, there's Aline, I'm glad that you asked. There's the Utrom, which is the species
Leslie.
that Krang is, that hail from Dimension X, which is not a planet, but like another
Dimension.
This
right?
has lore?
Oh,
yeah.
Turtles
Ninja,
with
Oh, yeah.
Ninja
pizza.
Turtles lore is deep lore.
Well, are
It
you
is
talking
not
comic books? Are you talking animated series? Are you talking
There's
live action
video
movies?
games?
there's
Modern
multiple comic
animated
series
series?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toys?
Yeah.
RPG.
These are not just cheaply made action figures that we shovel at you with pizza in the 80s. These are culture.
Bryan Cranston.
That's
all right.
the name of
Thank
the
you
lich.
for reminding me what we were doing.
I've just some
Vladimir
names.
Horngard, as played by Bryan Cranston,
So close.
as played by Tony Sindelar. So previously, sorry, I forgot that we were actually playing Dungeons and Dragons for a second there, not just talking about.
Do you want to
Ninja
start that
Turtles.
sentence from the
Yeah,
top again?
let's take it from the top because I want to hear the name again.
There was a sentence.
Bits of one.
In our previous session, you had some rather tense interchanges with one Vladimir. I don't know if you got his last name, but his last name is Horngard, the commander of the Fallen Order of the Silver Dragons, the last leader of this order of knights who stood against Strahd. And, well, they were all murdered, pretty much, and so they still haunt this castle, kind of trapped in a horrible in-between space, because Strahd has been slain, but he lives on as a vampire, and so in some ways, this is good because Strahd is suffering. This is bad because Strahd is making other people suffer. It's hard. There's a lot of anxiety and depression and anger that goes along with being a tormented revenant knight. And Vladimir may just be starting to work through that after several hundred years. Yeah. Did anything else important happen last time?
Lena got a baby smoke dragon,
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, Lena got a baby smoke dragon.
or at least is currently carrying one around like baby Bjorn.
Yes. So you had some, I think you learned a little bit more about the lore of Barovia and what is going on with Strahd. I think there may be more to learn about the Order of the Silver Dragon here within the ruins of Argynvostholt. But it may be beyond your immediate abilities to restore these knights to their glory, or, let them escape to a final rest here, given that Strahd von Zarovich is the source of many of their
We
problems.
were told to
He's
talk
the
to
source-
somebody
A lot
else.
of problems.
Yeah, his poor dead husband.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, Vladimir did mention his poor dead husband, Sir Godfrey, who it sounds like things are, I think they're not. Things are a little strained because of.
I forgot to work on my
Um,
Gilbert Gottfried impression. Darn it.
I would
man.
appreciate.
I'll send you a
if-
note tonight to remind you
Mm.
for the next time.
Yes. So you are on the upper floors of Argynvostholt. You are in the kind of ruined hallways outside of Vladimir's kind of audience chamber. There are several other chambers on the fourth floor you have not explored. There are also stairs that lead up to the. I think because Radivor scattered around. Radivor would have found stairs that lead up to a roof.
I think, did he say that Godfrey was in the room to the northeast? Actually, probably Elevor would just know because he has lots of memories of this castle now.
Let me consult
yeah.
my throne-based GPS.
Mm-hmm. You know that the you know the approximate layout of Argynvostholt because you sat on a strange haunted throne, which hopefully no one learned a valuable lesson there about just sitting on chairs. You
I'm gonna
would
sit on
know
all of the
that.
chairs.
Well, that's going to really slow the adventure down. You would know that Argynvost's personal chambers are to the northeast, and that there is kind of a room where some of the knights assemble to the northwest. How's that?
Okay, so the husband could either be in the personal chambers or could be in the place where the knights assemble.
It's true.
So
If you want to have a heart-to-heart, I feel like the personal chambers would be
the
like
heart to
the
heart
best place to do it. Like,
yeah,
I mean, not that we have a choice of where he is, but that would be a good place to check first.
let's
Yeah,
check
and
there
there's
first. That's a
there's
great idea.
probably a bed for you to toss.
Oh,
That is also
yeah.
very true.
Mm-hmm. Suddenly he's sold.
Let us go there,
All
Tony.
right, so
hmm
why don't you move your tokens around on the map in the direction that you're heading?
If you would like
now,
me
why
to
would you want
open-
us to do that instead of just teleporting us directly there? Is a question I have.
really no reason.
Brildish-
It's not
Bril-
everything. I do
Brildish will
is
say to Elevor,
some point.
I'll open the door if you want me to, just in case there are traps or something.
That would be lovely, Broldish.
All right. Breldish, you cast open this door on
I
the
don't
kind
cast
of
it
north.
open. I open it politely.
You kick in this door rudely. You politely open the door on the western edge of this hallway that runs the along the north side of Argynvost. Let me describe the chamber beyond. Let me scroll around in my PDF to find that.
No bed.
This room is a haven for dust and cobwebs. 3 narrow windows allow slivers of light to illuminate bare oak shelves along the walls and a torn, padded chair lying on its side near a cavernous hearth. A picture of above the mantel has been slashed, its lower half hanging down below the frame like a torn piece of flesh. An iron door set in the south corner of the west wall hangs open on one hinge.
I immediately head for the fireplace. I want to see if there's another baby dragon.
All right, proceed to the fireplace.
Yep.
The fireplace seems, from a cursory inspection, like it does not have a baby dragon.
And now I'm covered in
Crucible would
cobwebs.
like to push open that iron door hanging on one hinge that has of interest to him.
Yes. It looks like at one point, Crucible, you are looking into it's kind of a closet with an iron door that suggests that it might have been kind of like a vault or a secured room. The single hinge that's still intact is rusty and barely holding the door in place. It looks like at some point this door was forced open, and the walls of this room are lined with lead so that somebody couldn't just break down the stone from the other sides. Empty chests and shattered vases lie strewn about the floor of this little chamber, their contents plundered long ago.
I'll make a perception check in there just in case there's anything
Woo!
interesting.
That's
24.
a hot 24.
Wow.
All right.
It's a hot and spicy
You-
24.
Spicy 24. You search thoroughly and feel like, sadly, there is nothing here of value anymore. It seems like looters
A
have
shame.
come
I would
through
have been interested to see artifacts of this place. Perhaps
Mm.
it would give us more insight as to its inhabitants.
here. Mm-hmm.
I'd like to check out this
let's-
door up in the northeast corner.
Yes, in the northeast corner there is a door. It's even ajar, and it looks into a kind of circular chamber in the kind of style of one of these like turrets. And there's kind of a strangely empty chamber. There's no sign of any furniture. There's some windows that are partially obscured by drapes. Kind of fancy looking drapes actually. But the room is otherwise empty.
I got a 24
Elvor,
to
what
a
do you-
perception check. Is it truly empty?
Yeah, you're looking around with a 24 perception check. You notice some deep grooves in the floor, and I will with a 24, I will tell you they look like they are like claw marks from some very large creature.
Like a dragon?
Mm.
Like a dragon, or like a really irate crocodile, or
Why not just a normally like placid crocodile?
well, they wouldn't leave huge scratch marks. They wouldn't gouge the floor, Dan.
It's not up to them sometimes.
Well, I'm not a crocodile moralist. I'm not here to,
I think you are. I think you're making aspersions.
So did I go to the
let me
wrong
check in
room,
with-
or is this because there's no bed here?
There is no bed here.
There is no bed here?
There's no bed here.
Well,
Let me check in with Elevor. Oh, sorry. Elevor was already talking, and I interrupted him.
Elevor says, well, this is peculiar. I don't know if I need to go sort of re-up my GPS. Maybe it has like a firmware update or something, latest map update. I don't know. But last I checked...
Was firmware your way of describing your tush?
Oh, Broldish, you get me. So yeah, I maybe these people don't sleep.
You thought this was Argynvost's bedroom. So yeah.
Do you have a memory of a bed being in this room at some point?
Let me consult.
I don't think your visions were that detailed. They were not like interior.
There weren't any
design 3D
saucy-
Well, I
playthroughs.
just, he had a vision of
Yeah.
two men getting married. So maybe he would have had a vision of like,
so like walking across the threshold with
Yeah.
one carrying the other.
Sorry. So just to clarify, because there's several names, Argynvost was kind of the name of the that the order takes the name from is different than Vladimir.
Oh,
Right. So you've got I believe there are three names
Okay.
tied to Argynvost Holt so far: Vladimir, Godfrey, and Argynvost himself.
Tony, I'm going to roll for nature to determine. Oh, that's a lovely 8 is what that is. But maybe you'll tell me it's a different skill. I was rolling to try to figure out if I knew of dragons sleeping in. Well, actually, no. I'd like
or
to know
were dragons.
if dragons can
Yeah.
change forms.
I would say, with an 8, I will tell you, you've heard stories about that, but you've never seen or experienced
Because
that.
I was thinking of that too. What did you roll for that? Was that nature?
Yeah, I rolled a nature check.
It would. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it's nature. No.
Can I
My
roll
nature and-
history to see if I recall anything about this?
Sure.
I also got an 8, so I'm with you.
And I would
Oliver.
say, Lena, you would have advantage on history related to anything in Barovia because, Barovia, born and bred. Big Barovia.
All right, well, it's good that I got advantage because the first one was a crit fail. Second one was 16.
So I think you probably had occasionally heard whispers about the Order of the Silver Dragon, but, people had been cautioned to never, this is within a day's walk of Vallaki. People were warned to never go up here because it's haunted.
Hey, Crucible.
Well, that's
you're,
true.
And,
You're, a,
haunted by Barovian
you're,
standards,
a,
which is to say, very haunted.
you're a scholar. Do you know anything about dragons sort of changing forms between... I'm just really put off by this whole no bed thing, and we've got to come to some sort of understanding here. It's really freaking me out.
Well, more of an archaeologist than a scholar, although I am an expert at ruins.
Has a dragon femur bone ever turned into a human femur bone that you know of?
Well, I will say I could determine the original purpose of these rooms if there's anything that's not obvious about it.
Dragon housing.
Dragon housing, for example. Dragon stable. Stable dragons.
I think that's stable. That seems somehow. I don't know.
Nest.
Um,
Eerie.
Demeaning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would have thunk
It
that
does.
that Elevor's penchant for flipping beds would have brought us to this crossroads where we're really interested in the lack of a bed in this, personal quarters.
I think perhaps we can check the other room and see if that provides more clues to this situation.
Like maybe
Ooh,
beds.
can Lena ask the smoke dragon if it can change into a humanoid form when it grows up?
Like a pocket Dan.
I don't think it can, and I would prefer not to think about it.
Well,
Fair.
Fair.
Crucible, just to I would say with your keen archaeological senses, you think that this room probably was in better times a study. There are some ancient bookshelves on the north and west walls. There's a hearth. There was a comfy chair in front of it. Seems like a lovely place in another time to have sat and read a book by the fire.
Indeed. I can imagine doing such myself. If only the chair were not destroyed.
And if there was an actual fire, there's no fire, there's no little dragon here. I checked.
Should we investigate
to the
another
place where the
chamber?
knights unite, or whatever it was you said before.
I will tell you, as you want to head out to the hallway.
Yeah.
Crucible, as you are turning, you rolled such an amazing perception check. As you are turning to head out the door, you hear something. It's almost like a soft flapping of wings.
From which direction?
Sounds like it's coming from the northwest corner of the chamber.
I will pause. Crucible will sort of stop, cock a head back over their shoulder, and say, something interesting a noise from up there, and they will go investigate.
I immediately look
All
at
right.
Androdite. Has Androdite heard anything?
I think Androdite heard the soft flapping of wings.
You can tell because Androdite's head is cocked and
Oh,
like
that
one
cute-
ear.
Mhm.
Yeah, to the left.
Yeah.
Left is wings, right is ghosts.
Can Androdite do semaphore with ears?
We're working on
Like-
it. We're working on it.
Yeah, that's a.
Does it sound like it's coming from inside the room or outside the room?
The
Like, is there
flap is
something
coming from
invisible here?
Inside the room. As you head over to there's the window in the northwest corner of the chamber crucible is cracked, and there's a bit of a breeze coming through, and the breeze seems to be catching. There's like a book with a piece of paper kind of sticking out of it, and the piece of paper is kind of flapping in the breeze.
I will
Darn.
pick up the book and examine the piece of paper.
Mm-hmm. The piece of paper falls out like it was not part of the book. The book is partially burned, and the cover has been slashed with a sword. But the piece of paper seems to have some writing on it, and it lands at your feet.
Okay. I'll pick it up and read it.
All right. Dan, I'm going to share a picture of the text with you, and perhaps you would like to do a dramatic reading of it for us. Notice that in the there is a picture of flowery, hard-to-read text, and then below that, I believe you have more readable text, if I did that correctly.
My knights have fallen, and this land is lost. The armies of my enemy will not be stopped by sword or spell, claw or fang. Today, I will die, not avenging those who have fallen, but defending that which I love, this valley, this home, and the ideals of the Order of the Silver Dragon. The evil surrounds me. The time has come to throw off this guise, and who these heathens... Show?
I think probably, yeah.
That goes great. Okay.
Yep.
The time has come to throw off this guise and show these heathens my true fearsome form. Let it spark terror in their hearts. Let them tell their stories of dark triumph against the protector of the Balinok Mountains. Let Argynvost be remembered as a dragon of honor and valor. My one regret is that my remains will not lie in their rightful place in the hallowed mausoleum of Argynvost Holt. No doubt my bones will be scattered among my enemies like the coins of a plundered horde, trophies of a hard-won victory. I do not fear death. Though my body will die, my spirit will live on. Let it serve as a beacon of light against the darkness. Let it bring hope to a land wrought with despair. Now, to battle! Signed, A.
Ooh, that gave me
Wow.
goosebumps.
I think that answers our question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still stuck on who these heathens.
Yes.
It's so awkward when you write typos when you're writing these very dramatic speeches. And you're,
Have we seen any bones, Tony, here?
I don't feel like
So
you
they
have.
may have been scattered among the enemies.
You know what? I think Brildish is going to try to make it a point to keep an eye out for anything that she thinks might be a dragon bone
Yeah,
as we
for
get
sure.
closer to the castle, because I feel like I'm assuming Crucible that they read this out loud to us and not just
Sure.
stood there and reading in their head.
yes, they gave a very dramatic performance.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, just this tugs at Brildish's like paladin heartstrings, especially given her history and stuff. So I think lying this dragon or this person, I don't know what they were when they died, to laying them to rest appropriately and peacefully is sort of like an important side quest for her.
Well, and we have at this point seen this like a spectral dragon, and then we've
Mhm.
also seen the ghostly soldiers marching. So they are still sort of out there repeating parts of their living days.
Yeah, so we could help many spirits by helping.
We could help so many people, you guys.
Oh, that would
Isn't
be
this
So
awesome.
great?
many people, living and dead.
Dead
Wow.
people deserve our help
It is
too.
it is an honorable cause.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Now
let's,
we're on
let's
Bone
check out-
Watch.
Let's check out the next room and see if there are beds there.
All right. Broldish, you want to go
Yes,
kick open that
I will
door?
go first. I am not kicking open the door.
Polite.
Nope, you
I
said
like-
yes.
I like the
Politely
binding open the
repeated
door.
mentions of the beds because it feels like it's definitely the moment of like promising Elevor that we're going to stop at McDonald's.
Elevor is walking like that little girl in the video where she's interrupting
The ring?
No.
Whoa.
Where the little girl is interrupting her dad's interview, and the little girl just marches.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So Elevor's walking to the
Oh
sixth
my
room.
god, I totally
They
pictured
released
it.
an update of that like a couple weeks ago of how those kids are doing because they're all like they're not all grown up.
Well, I
but
feel old.
you
They're
know.
24 now.
No, they're like the youngest one was like is still like a small child, but was like playing the violin in a video, and I was like, what?
Oh man,
you
time.
know.
How does it work?
So-
I know.
I know.
It's the worst.
Children, they grow up. It's outrageous. Yeah. All right, Broldish, you head down the hallway that runs east to west here on the north side of Argynvost Holt. And there is one set of Dumbledores that you have not opened yet, and so you cast it open.
I
Carefully,
open it.
respectfully.
Yes.
All right.
We
Hey,
close the
fellas.
doors again.
This chamber is not empty. Through the dust and cobwebs, you see faded war banners adorning the walls of a spacious chamber, in the center of which stands a heavy wooden table. An iron chandelier hangs above the table, which is surrounded by 6 high-back chairs with wood-carved dragons perched atop them. And then I love this, they always end with, and then the people in the room, as if those are not the first things that would catch your attention. Slumped in 5 of the chairs are skeletal humans in tattered remains.
Lettuce?
In tattered chainmail. One of them at the head of the table. Let me just pull up there's an image, and I like showing images. There's an image of this character. So why not show it to you?
I'm quickly going to say, I greet you, Sir Geoffrey. Just hoping that he will not...
Godfrey.
Godfrey.
Nope.
Nope.
Cannon, that's what she
No!
said. Dan, did that image pop up?
Broldish.
Yep.
All right. One of them, one of the kind of skeletal looking humans, kind of pulls itself to its feet. The chainmail kind of rattles. This creature looks slightly more corporeal than the ghost of Vladimir and his kind of phantom compatriots in the other room. And the corpse kind of looks at you with kind of beady red eyes and says, "Why do you living insist on disturbing the dead?"
Oh,
We have come to help you rest. Finish what you started.
Broldish is just nodding vigorously right next to him. To them.
The creature seems kind of taken aback and kind of gestures to his compatriots at the table, who kind of slump further into a weird kind of sleeping, half awake looking pose in their in their chairs, and he beckons you forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely going in.
Respectfully, just
Yeah.
pointing that out again.
Crucible will give
You
like
gonna call him Jeffrey again?
Crucible will
I'm
give
sure
like
Crucible
a little,
immediately-
like, bow.
I'm sure Crucible immediately corrected Broldish
I
when
believe it
she
was
said
Sir
that.
Godfrey. I believe it was Sir Godfrey.
Godfrey,
You have me at a disadvantage,
I'm Broldish.
traveler. I am
I
well met, Broldish. I am Sir Godfrey Gwillem.
I am Castan Onatar's Crucible, a priest of the god Onatar, and if there is anything I may do to be of service to you, that would greatly please me.
We're here to help.
Your honorableness, we were told
Nailed
to
it.
come speak with you, actually. For a saddened soul who was unable to communicate for very long, said that you would be
We
the
have
person.
many saddened souls here in Argynvost.
I think you would know this one. Great bone structure, very long legs, striking
Big sword.
gaze, big sword,
Whoa.
large throne. You know what I mean.
You speak You speak of Vladimir.
I do speak of Vladimir.
He didn't seem very happy.
He is not well.
We
He is
attempted-
not. He is not as we once were.
We attempted to convince him that all was not lost, that there is still hope in these lands, but he seemed only grudgingly willing to admit to such a possibility.
Honestly, travelers, I'm surprised he didn't slay you on sight. My husband knows only anger and rage these days. He is tortured more than most of us. Our failure is his failure, for he was the leader of our order when we all fell.
How, may I ask, have you avoided such rage?
I am not sure. I know that someday Argynvost may return to us and free us from this damnation.
We would really like to help with that. I have one question for you. Need Argynvost return sort of en materiel, or would possibly laying him to rest be okay for you?
It is good to laugh again.
I laugh. British immediately starts laughing.
Lena doesn't laugh.
Of course not.
She's still working on learning how.
Yeah.
Argynvost died in battle.
Oh, so you're aware of that. Okay.
Yes, I was there. To defend us. To defend Argynvost against the forces of Strahd von Zarovich.
Cursed be his name.
We had hoped to bring him back here and lay him to rest in the mausoleum behind our home. But we were denied this. Strahd's forces, they held the battlefield. They took the body of Argynvost, and we saw from a distance as they hacked it to pieces and carted it away.
Oh no! As we were standing in that very room over there, I made a pledge in my heart to my goddess Hela to find those bones and bring them back and put them to rest. Do you have any idea where they might have been brought to? Because this has become very important to me.
I suspect that his skull is in some sort of wretched trophy room.
Ugh. Sounds like a thing that guy would
within
do.
Castle Ravenloft.
Sir Godfrey, I know how hard this is for you because all Barovians experience loss, and the root of that loss is the dastardly Strahd von Zarovich. We would like to restore this skull to you, but at the same time, we find ourselves wondering if the strength that we have amassed crossing these lands will be enough to take him down. Would you be able to join us if we march on Ravenloft? Or would you wait here for us to bring your skull back?
I would if I could. Over the years, our realm, our places that we can pass to in Barovia have gotten smaller and smaller. In my early days of death, we would go to Castle Ravenloft and stand outside the gates and, well, accomplish nothing. But we could go there and know that our great leader, the founder of our order, his remains must be inside somewhere. But now, well, we can barely move beyond the confines of this structure.
What about a small, sooty, smoky dragon? Do you think that might be able to leave the confines? Just so that
I think
such that a little piece of Argynvost Holt could come along with and perhaps witness the end of the devil himself.
Sir Godfrey turns and seems not to have noticed the little smoke dragon in the Bjorn on with Lena.
Yeah. Lena is like scritching him under the jaw, but then sees that it's being looked at and like immediately like freezes. Okay.
I think Argynvost has already made. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Nope. I keep alternating. Accidentally getting confused about Argynvost or Argynvost Holt. Argynvost Holt is the house.
Argynvost Holt.
I think Argynvost has already made a choice, and perhaps that creature can guide you to the remains.
That would be
That's amazing.
wonderful. I look at Lena and smile and nod.
She does not smile or nod.
I didn't think so. Broldish
Except to the
doesn't care. Broldish reacts as if Lena had.
You saw that. There's a twinkle. You saw it.
Sure.
Whether it was there or not, you saw it.
Uh-huh.
Sir Godfrey, is there any other task that we might accomplish for you, or any other advice or information you could give us in our upcoming conflict?
Or gifts.
I feel like you have offered and I have accepted so much already. Hope is in short supply in Barovia, and I have seen so little of it over my time here. I think if you were to restore Argynvost to this place, it would be a powerful symbol, not just to us, the Knights of the Silver Dragon, but to the people of Barovia. Big Barovia.
We will
Little
certainly
Barovia
endeavor-
inclusive.
Yeah.
We will certainly endeavor to do so, for it is our deepest wish to bring hope back to these lands and light into the darkness.
Quick question for you, Sir Godfrey. I sat down on this chair and it gave me GPS, and I was wondering if maybe we could have, I don't know, a little handshake or a quick hug, maybe, to sort of upgrade that GPS so that
Fist bump.
we could I could have a little bit more knowledge about what's in the castle, just so we can make it out safely. And, whether we kind of need to keep exploring around or if we should sort of get a move on.
He looks at you very curiously and extends a hand.
Oh, I was really hoping for the hug, but I'll go for that. Actually, Tony, can I roll charisma?
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
You can have advantage on it even because, Elevor.
All right. Let's roll for the charisma once.
First,
and
Elevor
again.
asks an angel to dance, and now he wants to hug a revenant.
Collect them all. This
I
is
think
like
Sir
Elevor's
Godfrey,
equivalent of
Sir
Pokemon
Godfrey is
Go.
like a cleric revenant, which is, I feel like that's complicated.
Wow,
Yeah.
just constantly.
Which I think,
I'm just
and
constantly turn unending myself, let me tell
Yeah.
you.
well, that's my reading behind the lines, through the lines, is that's why he's kind of more rational than Vladimir would be.
That makes sense.
But which brings with it its own slightly different form of torture, I guess, right?
Mhm.
How'd you do, Elevor?
It was just a 13.
You know what? Godfrey extends his hand and then says, "Bring it in."
Yay! All right.
You now have, we'll just say, you have kind of Argynvost's knowledge of his area.
Uh-oh, I
Let
see
me
a
just
bed.
see here.
Did
I'll just-
that hug also impart knowledge of everything that's in and around the bed, so Elevor doesn't have to rush into that corner
I
room
know.
now?
Yes.
Excuse me,
In
I'm
that-
going to go
in your
desecrate
head.
your bed chamber really quick.
I just picture you see Elevor just like seeing the bed and just like vibrating in place because like the urge is so powerful, but he
guess,
knows it's a bad idea.
This is very weird because Elevor is very.
and then Godfrey's
yes.
like, "Oh, have at it."
I mean, especially so now why is this would be immediately relevant to Elevor because Elevor is who Elevor is. You would know that northwest of this chamber is Vladimir and Godfrey's bed chamber, which has a bed in it, which is in an unflipped status. It also has a stuffed as in taxidermy, not stuffed as an adorable bear and wolf in it.
I think Elevor
yeah.
would approach Sir Godfrey and kneel before him and say, "Sir Godfrey, you must know you don't know, but you must know, as in it is important that you know that it would be my honor to flip your bed. However,
Is that a come on? Like what?
however, if you tell me there are no supplies, no possible there's nothing there that
Trinkets.
could help us with our journey, then it would also be my honor to hold back on one of my favorite pastimes.
Your ways are strange, traveler. Take what you will from this place. My connection here is tenuous at best.
Okay, Elevor.
There
Really
is
great
no-
to see a line of the party leaving the bedchamber. Everybody hold like one of them's got the bear, one of them's got the wolf. They're like, thanks. Yeah.
Elevor
No,
rushes
this
in.
is for a caper. We're going to use it for
It's all part of the
strategy
plan to get
to
into
get around a
Ravenloft.
very
Yeah.
simple
Elevor,
trap.
Elevor, I've got a description for this room, so I'll read it as you rush in. Light enters this circular room through 5 cracked windows. The light falls on a large, dust-covered, unflipped bed in the center of the room. It's post-top with wood-carved dragons. 2 large taxidermy animals flank the double doors. One is a brown bear standing on its hind legs, its claws outstretched. The other is a direwolf, its face frozen in an evil snarl. Near the wolf lies an empty wooden chest.
Despite the chest,
seems like this
the
room-
bed is where he goes.
This room was looted and sacked long ago.
Gotcha. Well, here's the thing. A lot of a little trivia there for you. A lot of looters don't think about flipping the bed.
Yep.
Common mistake.
That's
Mhm.
you gotta think like a
The
looter.
looter
Mattresses.
rookie mistake.
Mattresses aside, any blankets or whatever's left just everywhere. Is there
Mhm.
anything to be found that would be of use to us?
It does not seem like it unless you need a taxidermy bear.
Elevor comes out sort of, yet again, another bed without anything in it.
You could like hack off one of the wooden carved dragons and take that as a memento.
Of our time here.
I
Do you want to be
usually
sitting
you
there
deface
sawing
furniture.
something off? Like,
I feel like he could just hack it off with one of his weapons. Like you've
I
got
think
a
I like the
dagger or
idea of
sword.
him sawing it slowly, and it just takes way longer than he thinks, and he keeps peeking his head out, being like, "Sorry, almost done.
Yep.
Go, it's still working."
Assuming we have the chance to come back to put the dragon
Skull.
to rest, that would be the time where he would. Let me just check that chest just in case, there, Tony. Just I don't know. You never know.
false bottom. You,
You
never
never
know.
False bottom, exactly. With a little
Better than the soggy
perception
bottom.
check. 18 perception.
I've been watching the Great Canadian Baking Show.
I can tell. It does appear to be an empty chest.
All right. So anyway, Sir Godfrey definitely could have let me know there was nothing in there, but bed flipping is kind of my thing, so I appreciate you giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. I say.
He looks at you with a strange mixture of confusion, hope, and respect.
Just which one's the
Crucible gives
smallest
him a-
percentage, Tony?
Crucible gives him a cleric to cleric nod on the way out, just like a
Mm. He returns it.
Like motorcyclists have their own little.
exactly. We got our own little
Mm.
wave.
I don't even notice because I never got to be a cleric.
Oh,
You can take a level whenever you want.
Well, adventurers, I would say at this point you have mapped most of Argynvostholt. The only thing you didn't explore directly was the mausoleum out back, but I think you know what would be useful to bring there, and that without that, it is not particularly an exciting destination.
And Elevor would know that at this point.
Yeah. Elevor, you know, so I if you scroll up, you'll see the map of the upper level of Argynvost, which is kind of the collapsed roof
Cool.
and battlements of it, which are in disarray. There is also like one large tower at the back that goes up several more flights. You've got a visual of that, Elevor. And I would suggest, you've done a lot, you've learned a lot. Perhaps it would make sense for you to camp out in the lobby, foyer, vestibule, antechamber of Argynvostholt and head out at first light.
I think
awesome.
that sounds like a good idea.
Yep.
Elevor pulls out his harmonica and starts playing.
I'll bring Pony inside for that.
I guess Aragol can come
Okay.
in too.
I'm gonna just
I feel like Argal probably
it rains overnight, and Argal is just standing out in the driveway.
Yeah.
Water
I feel like-
streaking down his black hair.
I feel like Argal probably sees Sir Godfrey and is like, I'm good, actually. Okay.
That's totally fair.
Yeah.
I'm just taking you back to the lower floors map if you want.
Back to life.
So we probably like light up one of the fireplaces and pull over some
Yeah.
tattered furniture and
Oh, that's kind of
Bunka.
cute.
You did find the secret wine stash also. So,
Ooh.
Ooh.
Can we
I thought you said there was
Okay.
nothing left in there. Or was there some?
well, I don't remember.
I think it's empty.
Was it
can we
completely empty, or
retcon
was
that there was some? Because I like that idea.
I mean, I thought there
There
was no
was-
wine left in Barovia. I thought that was the issue.
Well,
Yeah,
but this
you're right.
was from before the
yeah, this
fall.
was a
Oh,
different
aged.
vintage. Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. I'm scrolling
just
off.
vinegar
this
now.
place has been rooted.
It's very important you
Routed.
get the actual legitimate answer to this, Tony.
Tony,
Well,
you're the
and I-
dungeon master. You can decide whatever you want. So you can decide that there's one pristine cask of
Full of tar.
Hey,
Dungeon
I think
masters are
if it had-
fickle.
you know what you're gonna find as you head down to the lobby. Lobby, is that what we call it?
I like it
Yeah.
now. Sure.
Yeah.
Entryway.
The foyer, the entryway. There is like a little cask of wine with a note from the from Savid.
Oh,
who
nice.
you took care of.
I really
Um,
wanted it to be from the Revenant. Like, sorry for the misunderstanding.
No, that's nice.
Do not accept gifts from revenants.
I'm
so
going to
please
turn this Revenant story around, Tony.
don't open a bag, Dan. So, yeah, and so I suspect you should all camp out there, take a full day, get a
Oh.
long rest,
What?
and then I'm not sure what happens next.
What happens next
We
is I have to
definitely-
pick a different second level spell because Pony's back. So the only reason I prepared
Pony's
that
back
spell.
and there's gonna be trouble.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, great! Thanks for the earworm.
You're welcome.
Elevor, you have knowledge that there are several other haunted bedchambers on the second floor. Yeah, I don't know what else you need to know.
A haunted
Um,
bedchamber just sounds bad on so many levels.
Other than we're definitely making this our clubhouse.
Yeah, I think we should probably just bunk
We
up.
should definitely set watches though.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't
Synchronize, watch it.
need anybody flying through windows and stealing people.
Mm.
People delivering more corpses overnight.
That too.
You can't get a corpse delivered in the middle of the night. Business hours.
It's harder than you think. Yeah.
I feel like in Barovia, a lot of business hours are overnight.
Fair point.
So Lena, I have decided that that the smoke dragon is going to accompany you outside of Argynvostholt, which I originally wasn't thinking of it. If it matters, I can send this to you. That creature is going to use the stats of a smoke method.
Oh.
I like it.
Now Crucible
Wonderful.
is literally the only one who doesn't have a pet.
Yeah. You can have Aragal.
I was going to say, who wants Aragal?
No, too late. You complained. Now you own Argal. Congratulations.
First of all, that is not. No one owns Aragal. Probably. I mean, they like lease him or something.
Okay.
It's leased to own though, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
um,
fixer upper.
So, you have kind of taken on a new side quest, but it seems like one that is compatible with your larger quest of murder Strahd von Zarovich. But perhaps it would be a good time for you all to check in character and just in terms of what your plans are and where you're going to go next. You have met an ally, that being oh my god, I can't remember any names. Does it
Basilica?
also begin with a V? Yes, Basilica. Basilica, the golem, created by the abbot in the abbey for Strahd, but also perhaps for you to help destroy Strahd. And you have made arrangements to meet up with her. You have tentative plans to steal a wedding dress from Valaki, and you have a sun sword that you recovered from the ruins of Berez. Do you remember your various other legends and prophecies that were foretold for
the
you?
other two are in Ravenloft, right?
Yep.
I
There was
believe
a
so.
cask of something that was located where like wine
Like the
was
best wine ever or
finest
something.
wine.
finest wine. Yep. And the other one was the place we find Strahd, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I could literally look them up. I have the journal open.
Yeah, but I mean, both of those will require us to go to Ravenloft. I think is the short and relevant part of that.
Mhm.
We've
but
already
we
gathered
should-
everything else.
I think so.
I
That
believe
we're
so.
aware of. So we should
Wow.
collect.
Because card number 1 was that was a place to seek in the castle amid a place of supplication. So that's in the castle.
Yes.
Cart-
So just I'll read these for you again. So flashing way back, I think this was like literally like 2 years ago in game time, right? Or not in game time, in
In
human
game time, it's been 2 days.
In game time, 4 days. The first card in your reading from Madame Eva. This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. The card Madame Eva showed you was the priest. You will find what you seek in the castle amid the ruins of a place of supplication. So in Castle Ravenloft. This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. Seek a cask that once contained the finest wines, of which not a drop remains. And though you explored Wizards of Wine Winery, at some point either you concluded or someone tipped you off that perhaps there might be some of the most valuable wine in storage in Ravenloft itself. Sun Sword, this is a card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, sword of sunlight. Dead village drowned by river. Check, you did that. Ruled by one who had brought great evil into the world.
And goats.
And Basilica was the one aid you in your quest. Seek them out and protect them from the devil's wrath, and you will gain an advantage in the fight to come. Hear a wedding knell, or perhaps a death knell. It calls you to a mountainside abbey, where you'll find a woman who is more than the sum of her parts. And then the last card was Castle Ravenloft is a labyrinth of the damned, haunted by many vile beings. Hint, you maybe don't need to map the whole thing. When you are ready to confront the Devil Strahd, you will find him in. He dwells with the one whose blood sealed his doom, a brother of light, snuffed out too soon. I don't know if you've speculated at all on what that means.
I mean, it could have been his
our
actual brother.
Yeah. Or
We now
His
know he has
brother's
a brother.
crypt.
I think it's
Yeah.
Argynvoss.
the
Or it
place
could
where
be
he
Argynvoss,
keeps
yeah.
this. There's also the sun being that they that they worship here. What is it? The god of light, the son of light. What is it?
Oh, the
The Lord of Light.
Morning
The morning lord. Yeah.
Morning Lord. Morning Lord, that's right.
If there's something in there to do with the morning lord.
I have a question. Brildish says to Elevor, Elevor, would you say that after sitting in the magic throne chair that you feel like the skull of Argynvost is a familiar object to you now?
Oh, as in, can I sort of picture it in my head?
Mhm.
And
I'm
sort
just
of-
wondering, like, if I sat in that chair, would I consider the skull of that dragon to be a familiar object?
So you could sort of spot it. Let me consult the voice in the sky.
We also, I think that the dragon will kind of lead us to
That's
it.
true.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The smoke dragon will.
Assuming the dragon makes it. Ponies died twice, you guys.
I mean, we've got plenty of time while we're doing our long rest. You could go sit in the chair and see if anything
Brildish
happens.
is going to sneak
Yeah.
away and try sitting in the chair and see if it still works, or if it was a one-time thing.
The chair seems, Brildish, you sneak
Mhm.
away. Always a great idea when you were in a haunted mansion.
Yeah, there's no such
crawling
thing
with
as
revenants.
sneaking when you're Brildish anyway.
Brildish clanks away.
Just like,
Brildish, you as the sun is setting and the light into Argynvost Holt is getting darker, you head over to the balcony in the chapel where there is the large wooden chair set up to have kind of a commanding view of any ceremonies and rituals there, and you plonk yourself down into it, and you feel nothing.
Darn. All right.
You are not the chosen one.
Guess not. All right, I'll go back
you
to
were
my...
supposed to be the chosen. Sorry.
Mm.
Elvor could always shape it out of some mud putty.
So you guys, we're heading back to Rictavio's next. I know, and now we've got these silver dragons and some random iron that we can melt down so that Crucible can make some basically a chainmail bustier to go underneath the wedding dress
You know,
that we're planning on heisting?
as
Is
one
that,
does.
Mm-hmm. Is that our
Yeah.
plan?
Yeah, I like
yeah,
it.
hopefully Basilica made it to Rictavio's.
Yeah, I'm still not comfortable having her meet us there, but it seemed like out of game that was the quickest way to make it happen.
Yeah.
And then I believe you sent messages with the Order of the Feather to make those arrangements, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. So you are at, do you see the little Argynvost Holt?
Yep.
Mhm.
And Andrew
I put your
Where
token
Androdite is,
there. You cross-country trekked to get there, but perhaps would have figured out that there is a road heading down from Argynvost Holt, or road is a strong word, a path, a disused dirt path that you know joins up with the main old Svalich road.
Did we get our cart back before we came to Argynvost Holt?
I think your cart may still be parked kind of
Okay.
on the crossroads, off the crossroads, but in the
All right.
vicinity
So
of
we're gonna
the
go
crossroads.
pick up the cart. That is like
Yep.
technically job number 1 is grabbing our
Job
cart.
number 1. What is in the cart other than
Wine.
wine? Okay, you still have. Did you deliver any wine to?
Only the wine for
Kresk?
Kresk. Yep, that's it.
Okay, so you delivered basically half the wine or a third of the wine. I'm not sure how.
third.
I
A third
forget
of the
how it was.
wine.
Mhm.
Okay, because there was wine in the wine shipment for Kresk, Valaki, and Little Barovia. And you delivered it to 1 out of 3. Okay, so you're gonna head over here. You find it's been, I don't know, I guess it's probably only been about 48 hours, but you find your neatly concealed wagon, your wine untouched. Argal is relieved to see that, the wagon's doing okay.
And because
Um,
he helped us hide it.
Yeah.
Pony rolls his eyes a little bit when he realizes he needs to be strapped to this freaking cart again.
Yep. And you are then going to head back west. Bit of a day of just slogging around, getting wine, and then heading back west to meet up with Rictavio's tower.
Mhm.
Is that your plan?
Yep.
Mhm.
Let me just pull up the Rictavio's tower art for you.
This time, like I remember last time when we showed up out of the blue and like he didn't have enough, cups to serve us tea, and like he was trying so hard to be hospitable. This time we're bringing wine, so I feel like this is a much better situation in terms of you should always bring a gift.
Mm-hmm.
It's just polite.
Now, I will tell you, there's a little bit of a logistical challenge here. The tower is set off from the main road, and I don't know if you can actually bring the cart on that. But I don't know how much.
If we can hide the cart, preferably like over on the
All right,
side that's
we will fast forward through the moving chickens and bags of grass back and forth across the river that is necessary to all right, go get our cart, load Pony to the cart. Okay, take the cart halfway across, we're over to here. Now unload the cart and hide the cart again.
No, Pony
Now,
drank all the wine. We did this
Pony
in
drank all the
order.
wine.
I don't blame him.
And headed down there. All right. So finally, you make it to Rictavio, or should we say Van Richten's tower? Okay. And there are several carts parked outside Rictavio's tower, suggesting that he might have company.
Wow, he's already got guests.
define several. Like I can count.
Well,
Tell me how many.
there is Rictavio's kind of covered barrel wagon.
His awesome
and
wagon.
there are 2 other kind of more plain looking carts.
Now, how did
with,
these
horses.
carts make it, but ours had to have Pony drink our wine?
Good question. Magic / continuity errors.
So I guess Lena strides up and does the dance of activation.
All right, I was going to check
Yes.
if somebody was going to do the dance to activate it.
I love that one.
All right. You
can dance
step
if you
into
want
the
to.
familiar
Mhm.
basement
If you
of
leave your cart
Rictavio's
behind.
tower. As you remember,
Don't
there are
leave
kind of gargoyle, homunculi type creatures that operate the magic elevator. So you call it down. You then ride it up. Where Rictavio seems to just having a grand old
Wait,
time. It's like
do
you
we
wandered
though?
into.
Do we?
Yeah.
Even though he's got guests, what if they're bad guests?
Well, we'll deal with
Then we would
Yep.
defend him from the bad guests.
I would want to hear.
that. How dare you be
I
rude?
think.
to
Okay, hold on. I'm taking a second here for Elivor to be like,
All
hold
right.
on. Can we maybe listen at the bottom of the stairs just so we know what
There's
we're
no
getting
stairs.
into?
Listen at the
Sorry.
bottom
There's
of
an
the
elevator. At the
bottom of
magical
me.
elevator.
Please.
At the Elevor.
You are either in the basement or there's His personal quarters are 4 flights up.
I
So
mean,
must
go
have
ahead and make
keen
a
ears,
perception
Tony.
check. Go ahead and try it.
I do like that Elevor
All right,
has
try
a
it.
strain. Like, Elevor, flip your bed? No problem. Show up when you have guests? Whoa.
Yes, that it's a politeness. I mean, Elevor did ask if before he flipped that bed because it actually belonged to someone. Elevor got a 2, got a 6, but Samus may get a better score. 14.
Elvor hears nothing. Samus hears the sound of kind of an overlapping conversation.
Does it sound percussive to Samus?
No?
Sort of.
Like they're beatboxing?
Is it sort of? Is it sort of a?
All right, in
Sort of a
character,
wah.
I'm Rick Tavio, and I'm here to say.
in character, Brildish says to Elevor, "What are you listening for, Elevor?"
I was trying to figure out if there's sort of an argument going on upstairs or if everything sounds peaceful. Because if we,
What would you do differently if there was one or the other?
well, one, I would go with my scimitar out, and the other, I would go with my scimitar sheathed.
Ah,
I find it always best to start perhaps with weapons sheathed. And of course, if you recall, I believe Rictavio's tower is heavily warded against magic usage, so I imagine he is quite safe.
Remember, you have to do a dance to get inside.
and we were very
Elevor-
smart.
Who
to figure that
evil
out.
could do a dance to get inside?
Elevor,
And it is also warded such that no one
Yes,
can
there's
use
no
magic
magic
within
it.
it.
I remember that.
yeah, so Elevor takes his dagger and he slices his finger and says, "No magic, but I'm still bleeding. Clearly things could still go wrong."
Holy drama queen, Batman.
A little bit. I don't understand why we're all just going up in this tiny little place where
Because
we're all
it is
just,
our friend Rictavio.
He invited us back anytime. Also,
We
we're
also-
we're
we
expecting
also-
to meet somebody else here.
This is what
Right.
we're hung up on?
Yeah.
well,
I don't understand. You guys have been hanging out with ghosts for like 2 days.
Tony,
You asked one for a hug.
And it's like you guys forgot how to talk to
No.
humans.
I am not the wild one here. I pull
As
out.
blood flings everywhere while he waves his fingers.
Elevor has his scimitar ready in case something goes
all right.
wrong.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
The smoke dragon catches some of the blood and just,
Just really looking forward to getting at the top, and Elvor jumps out with the scimitar. Aha! I see you have a cheese plate. Let me just cut myself a piece of that.
Classy.
All right.
Up we go.
There's a little bit of like
Is there-
Well,
a
is there
room
storm
for all
cloud
of us,
over
or-
Elevor's head.
I will. Well, I guess I will complicate things. I was going to glide past this, especially since people called me out of my confusion vis-a-vis can wagons go to Rictavio's tower or not. So I think the elevator
Yes?
really only can hold 4 of you at a time. And
Is Drusilla here?
There's a lot of you. Is
Is
Sorry, what?
Drusilla here? Wasn't that the name of
Drusilla,
wasn't that the name of Rictavio's horse?
Oh, yes.
yeah. She's in the
Okay,
basement.
Pony's gonna hang out with her.
All right.
Obviously. Just saying.
Okay. Yes, I will mention there is a non-murdered horse in the basement in case that calms your nerves.
That
You
actually
know
is
what?
very
Here,
helpful information I didn't have
A
All
before.
right.
non-murdered
Pony-
horse,
Pony
Elevor,
asks,
who could be in on it.
right,
Oh,
Pony
crap.
asks Drusilla. Pony says the typical equine greeting, "Hay is for us," and then
Yeah. Hey, the horse responds, "Hey is for us."
and then he says, "So what's? It's good to see you again. I've been running around with these yahoos again. What's going on up there? I saw some carts outside."
Van Richten has 2 friends over. One of them's new.
Oh,
She looked real big.
okay.
That's
I
right.
think I
the
might know
guests
who that is.
we invited.
What about the other one who's not new? What do they look like?
Oh, she's fancy.
Okay.
One is fancy and one is big.
They'll continue to chat about
I can tell no
they can
lies.
chat about
Yes.
horsey stuff. Well, Brildish will turn to
Yep.
Elevor and say, "It's okay, Elevor. They're friends. Drusilla has backed this up.
if you're gonna believe horses
Yeah.
now.
That tiny voice in my
Foolish.
head says that Drusilla might be in on it. Oh wait, no, that was Tony. No, I'm kidding.
like
Elevor
them-
Sheaths is
I like them
Scimitar.
discussing horse stuff because I imagine it's like stock trades. Like
Yeah, yeah,
how, if you diversify your portfolio.
yeah. Can you believe how the yen is?
Pony is
trading?
going to complain about the fact
so-
that he was killed twice, once by flies and once by bats. It's only
As
swarms.
a non-celestial
Only
pony,
swarms.
that is rough to hear about for Drusilla.
Yep.
As a corporeal horse.
Yeah. Stay away from swarms is basically like the important
It's
information I can give you.
always
So-
sounded
Also good
nice.
in real life. Like, just,
Yeah,
just live stream if you take one thing from this episode. Let it be. Just avoid swarms.
yeah. Hugs, not
All right.
swarms.
So Elevor, are you
and
okay
so,
now?
I feel much better about the situation,
Elevor,
but I still
an
am
important
curious
question.
why none of you were a little sus going into this.
Because we literally invited people to meet us here.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I
Um,
forgot that.
Elevor, do you want to be? Here's the question: 4 of you get to go up in the first wave of victims. Does that include Elevor?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
actually-
I put one of the foxes and the sack of grain.
Actually, Elevor is like, I just need to cool down a little
Yeah.
bit. I'll be down here.
Take a mo.
Elevor, just want to take,
You and
take
Samus
5
can
minutes,
take
walk
the
around.
second elevator.
You did spend
Oh,
a
Samus
day
probably
in
wants
a
to
haunted
see her old
ghost-
friend.
ghost
Yeah.
house.
Oh. But anyway, yeah, Elevor's gonna hang down for sure.
All right. Who's
Crucible's
up
been
first?
standing on the elevator for seriously about 5 minutes
Yes.
while Oliver dithers over this. just placidly. though.
Brildish
Yep,
too.
Crucible.
Brildish too.
Brildish, 2 more.
Lena, although it would be funny if Lena stayed downstairs and we sent Aragal, but we'll send
Lena. Imra, do you want the last spot? And it'll be Elevor can supervise the
animals?
NPCs until the elevator
Sure.
comes back down.
Yep.
All right. The gargoyles kind of leap into action. The chains grind as you are slowly raised up to the top of Van Richten's tower, or should
Good
we
luck.
say Rictavio. And as you arrive there, the sounds of chatter kind of get a little bit come into clarity. You're hoisted into view, and Rictavio does indeed have friends visiting. You recognize Basilica, who you met at the Abbey, and a new person who you do not recognize, a woman in a very kind of fancy red dress. Red coat, who has a sheathed longsword and an axe on her back. And she has that kind of adventuring look, which is to say, mud.
Point of order,
Mud on your
Tony.
boots.
Earlier, you asked me to name
Mm.
my 3 favorite names, and one of those was Esmeralda. So I
It
would like to
was.
collect some bonus points now.
Foreshadowing.
Mm.
And it seems like you have shown up just in the middle of one of Rictavio's stories. Esmeralda is laughing vibrantly at it. Rictavio is laughing at his own jokes, and Basilica is nodding. Rictavio turns to see you all, and you are welcomed warmly into his chambers. There is tea, there is merriment. The elevator is sent back down, and Elevor and I don't know if anyone else wants to come up.
Probably
What
Samus and Androdite.
Yeah, Samus
Samus
is definitely
and Androdite.
coming.
I
Isn't
don't know
this
how
like
we
a
feel
small
about Aragal.
tower?
Yeah.
It's very
packed
small.
to the
Crowd.
gills.
This is basically a party like in a closet. But it is
Been there, done
after
that,
spending a night
tons
in a
of fun.
ghost house. Yeah, it is good. And Rictavio introduces you to Esmeralda Davenier, who he says, I guess I'll just do it. Friends, you have arrived at such a fortuitous time. It is as if it was meant to be, for another friend of mine is here. And as I always say, friends of friends should be friends. This is a longtime friend of mine, Esmeralda Davenier, Monster Hunter. Esmeralda gives the group what can only be described as a Lena nod.
Oh no, now we have 2 of them.
Will Esmeralda Davenir be your new ally in the war against Strahd? Will you find the remains of Argynvost and bring peace to the Order of the Silver Dragon? Will your journey to Ravenloft be free and uneventful? Probably not. And who will be murdered by Strahd von Zarovich? For answers to some of those questions, probably not all of them, tune in next time to Total Party Kill. I don't know how much of that episode's going to be cut out.
Conservatively 50%.
5 minutes
I was going to say, not as
remaining.
much as you would like, but
Never as much as you would like, Tony.
Evergreen. I like her boots. What's
Yeah.
up with
does
that?
she have
She's got, like,
one mechanical leg?
She has a prosthetic leg.
That's awesome.
Which they make kind of steampunk looky. So, yeah.
She looks so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Jane, when you originally kind of described Lena, I was like, there's already one of these. But, game recognized game. I think there's this, if you're going to walk around Barovia murdering monsters, like, there's a certain aesthetic that goes with that either you will bring to it or will be forced upon you.